What is good evidence in divorce proceedings, and what critical role does it play? In divorce litigation, strong, compelling evidence is the cornerstone of successfully navigating critical legal determinations. When significant issues such as child custody, child support, property division, marital debt allocation, and alimony are at stake, the quality and comprehensiveness of your evidence largely determine whether you prevail. The preponderance of evidence standard. This legal standard requires that the evidence be presented by one party be more convincing and have greater weight than the evidence offered by the opposing party. Unlike criminal cases that demand proof beyond a reasonable doubt, divorce proceedings require only that a fact or claim be more likely true than not, essentially a probability of more than 50%. Under the preponderance of evidence standard, a judge will rule in favor of the party whose evidence tips the scales even slightly toward being more credible and persuasive. This means that if one spouse presents evidence that the court finds more believable or compelling, even by a minimal margin, the court can make rulings on issues like property division, child custody, or alimony based on that slightly stronger evidentiary presentation. The preponderance standard allows for more nuanced judicial discretion, recognizing that legal disputes often involve complex, multifaceted circumstances that cannot always be resolved with absolute certainty. Thus, the more objectively verifiable and compelling evidence one has in support of his or her case, the more likely one will make a winning argument. Objectively verifiable evidence holds superior weight in legal proceedings because it provides concrete, independently confirmable facts that are not subject to the inherent biases, selective memory, or potential misrepresentations of individual testimony. A judge can choose whether to believe mere testimony, but a judge does not have the choice whether to believe objectively verifiable fact, because facts are not matters of believability. Unlike testimonial evidence, which can be influenced by personal perception, emotional state, or intentional manipulation, verifiable evidence, such as financial records, medical documentation, communication logs, photographs, and expert analysis, offer an impartial and factual basis for judicial decision-making. These objective sources can be cross-referenced, authenticated, and scrutinized for accuracy, providing a more reliable foundation for legal determinations than mere testimony. Testimonial evidence, while sometimes necessary and often quite enlightening, is inherently subjective and can be contradicted, challenged, and disbelieved. In complex legal matters, like divorce, where significant personal and financial interests are at stake, courts naturally give greater credence to evidence that can be independently validated and substantiated through rigorous examination. Child custody decisions hinge on demonstrating the child's best interests. This requires robust evidence that goes beyond mere allegations. Financial records, documented communication, employment stability, home environment assessments, school performance reports, testimony regarding parental involvement in matters of the child's health and education, and social and emotional development, and testimony about the level of co-parenting cooperation can substantiate a parent's ability to provide a nurturing, stable environment. For child support and alimony, financial transparency is paramount. Comprehensive income documentation, including tax returns, pay stubs, investment income, bonuses, and potential future earning capacity, provides the court with what it needs to decide financial matters accurately and fairly. Forensic accounting might be necessary to uncover hidden assets or income streams, ensuring equitable support calculations. Property division demands meticulous documentation of what are marital assets and what are separate and or premarital assets, detailed records of how, when, and whom the property was acquired from, records of home improvements, the costs, who provided the labor, investment contributions, and asset valuations affect how courts distribute marital property. Precise documentation can protect individual interests and ensure fair allocation. When addressing marital debts and obligations, credible evidence of each debt's origin, individual contributions, and financial responsibilities becomes critical. Credit card statements, loan documents, and records of joint and individual expenditures can help courts make informed decisions about debt allocation. In conclusion, successful divorce litigation is not about telling sad stories or dramatic courtroom theatrics, but about presenting a clear, well-documented narrative supported by concrete evidence. Strategic, comprehensive documentation can transform legal proceedings from uncertain battles to structured, fair resolutions.